Hey, this is Seth with In Demand Career. I show people how to get life-changing jobs in digital marketing with no previous experience or education from all over the world. And that includes my very special guest today, Sam, who is a UK citizen living in Australia and is working at a digital marketing agency making $65,000 a year Australian. And he did that after taking my course. And I think it's a really unique and interesting global story to share with you guys. I'm very excited to share it with you. Thanks for being here, Sam.
Nice to be here too, Seth. Pleasure.
Awesome.
Good to finally meet you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you too. And it's nice to talk to someone who's almost in the same time zone as me.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell people just a little bit about your current job that you have right now?
Okay, so right now I'm working as a Google AdWords specialist. I manage 10 client accounts. I help set up their landing pages to convert better. Some of my clients are physiotherapists. I've got in the construction industry, a vet. So many different, a range of different clients, different kind of businesses. I help generate them more leads and sales. I've got a course. He's like a project management training course provider. I run ads for them as well. So yeah, it's good I like the variety and the different kind of businesses I'm working with.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's one of the benefits of working at an agency is that you get so much experience that you can then leverage into your next position. But it's also very interesting because you're not just stuck with kind of one vertical or one client. And it sounds like you enjoy that. So, so you told me, and I had mentioned you're from the UK, but you're working in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I'm originally from the UK in Bournemouth, south of England. And I went to uni there. I lived in Bournemouth for 5 years. And then I met a couple of Australians there who actually said, man, you should definitely go and visit because it's similar culture, but it's an amazing place to be. So I originally came over 2019 on a working holiday. It's a scheme that's kind of set up with a lot of different countries. It gave me 12-month visa. I've been here 3 years now, and I actually discovered your course in the first week of being in Australia. And at that point, I was looking to change careers, and I took your free course, the mini course, and the price was really fair and affordable. So I thought, well, let's give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? And I just kept studying, haven't looked back.
That's awesome, man. I actually didn't realize that, but it's very exciting. And it's cool they have that, that arrangement between the UK and Australia. You actually get to be in a new country in a warmer climate and you get to work, which a lot of people, when you're on a tourist visa, you can't do that. But what were you doing before you said you want to change careers? Were you just out of university or were you working in some other field?
So, yeah, like a lot of young people, I was just trying to find my path. I tried many different things. I worked as a carpenter for a while. I worked in retail. I worked in a call center. I worked in sales, face-to-face and on the phone. I tried being a barber for a while, cutting hair. And I was always a creative person. Like at school, I was always into art and music. I originally wanted to be a musician. And I tried doing that for 10 years. And I kept trying to do that, but because it wasn't paying the bills, I was always looking for other jobs on the side to kind of supplement my passion for music. And then I got to the point where I was getting into my late 20s. I thought, man, this music thing's probably not going to work out. And that's when I started looking for other avenues to actually make more income, do something which I can apply my creative mind to and make money. So that's when I was searching for a while. I was searching for a while to find, probably 2 or 3 years, to find something that I really wanted to do, but that also has the potential for the future to grow my income. And that's when I stumbled across digital marketing. Because before I thought it was just social media. I thought, these digital marketers, everyone's trying to be an influencer. That was my perception of digital marketing. It was just about building an Instagram page or a Facebook page. And I didn't realize that paid ads and landing page design. Like I didn't SEO. I didn't realize that all these things could be careers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a really, I think you said a lot of really good things there. I think it's interesting that you were a barber. I don't think we've heard that before on the channel. And I actually remember you sending me a barber website or talking to me about that. I thought that was interesting. I think that is a common misperception, especially since people, the word like social, I mean, I don't even teach social media management because trying to become an influencer is a whole other thing, almost like trying to be a celebrity in a way. And it really has nothing to do with the hard skills that you learn in the course. And if you watch my other interviews, nobody's an influencer. I'm barely an influencer just because I've been doing this for 6 years. But it's not, it's not something, you don't have to be the like perky, hot, in front of the camera person to do digital. Has nothing to do with digital marketing. You're behind the scenes making changes to websites, running ads, and all that kind of stuff. So this is a pretty unique story. Again, you coming from another country, now you're living. Remember, I had Ross on, who was from South Africa, and he moved to Austria.
Right.
In your case, you're from the UK, you're in Australia, you're taking the course. So what happened after you took the course? Did you get a job right away, or were you freelancing and building experience?
So I took the course because I was working full time. I studied the course maybe half an hour a day. I went through the course 3 times, like you recommended. I just kept studying and studying, making sure that all the information was fresh in my mind. And then you recommended in the course a website called Gen M, which is now called Acadium, where you can do internships. I started using Acadium to do some unpaid internships. I did 2 or 3 of those. And then that led me, I did that over a period of 6 months. And then that led me to my first paid client. And for them, I was running their Google ads. I then got asked to do a couple of website builds. And then I did some Facebook ad work as well, alongside another Google AdWords client. So I was just building up my resume. And then this was all when I lived down south in Victoria. Then I moved to Brisbane, and that's when I landed my first role within a company, and that was for a fitness company who was they sold supplements and they did online personal training. So what I did was I was the only marketer within that company, and I was doing their Google ads, their Facebook ads, and all of their content as well. So I was the kind of photographer, videographer for them as well, because I was the only guy who was there to do it, and the business owner was so busy. So I worked for that company for 12 months. And then throughout COVID time, the business was a little bit shaky. So that's when I started feeling like I should probably start looking elsewhere. And then I got into, because I'm not a resident here, recruiters, they tend to only want to employ people who are residents. So how I found the job was I opened up, I Googled all the local agencies, and I phoned about 30, 40 different agencies, and I landed a bunch of different, probably 5 interviews. And the first 3 companies I interviewed for offered me a job that day. So I picked the one which I thought I'd be the best fit at here on the Gold Coast. And I've been here 2 months now, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Oh man, well said. Yeah, you're really succinct. That's really good, man. And I'm glad you were proactive about it, because obviously, I mean, you had the permission to work in the country. That's key. I think it's awesome you got those job offers. Of course you did. You have the experience, and I mean, you're in Australia. I mean, like I say, in every country, there's a lack of skilled workers, but in Australia, I'm sure it's a smaller country, so there's definitely still a high demand and a low supply. And that's all great. You went through you did the process the way that you've heard a lot of other people do it, which is gaining experience over time. You're getting clients. And so, what were you making when you worked at the fitness company?
I was making 60,000 Australian a year. Yeah. And this was just a small company. This was one guy on his own. He was selling supplements and he was doing online coaching. So for my first role, like I was happy with that. I mean, I know there's marketers who make way more, but I wasn't really focused just on the income first. So I was looking for somewhere I could build skills. I more than happy with that to start off with. Yeah, because I knew with 2-3 years more experience, I could demand a higher salary. Yeah,
That's the strategy. Like everything you
yeah,
mentioned, getting an internship, generating experience, and then yeah, guys, like I say, I mean, your first role. I mean, to make 60K Australian in the beginning, I think that's about 40 something US. I mean, that's really very good and right in the wheelhouse. But again, it's all building to your next position now. And you were just working with one client. Now you're at an agency. You've got 8 or 10 clients. You have more experience in different industries. Now you're going to be getting more offers and more opportunities. Have you been having recruiters reach out to you since you've been working in the field?
All the time. I've on LinkedIn constantly. I'm getting people. I've spoke to a few recruiters, and they say that there's a big skills gap in digital marketing. That there's so many jobs out there, and there's not enough applicants to fill them. So yeah, and the thing is, like, not many people know. Not many people have the skills. Not many people know this, and yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know until I took your course. So it was just by luck that I stumbled across it, and I just committed myself to it.
Yeah, man, you said it. I mean, you guys hear me. If you're a subscriber of the channel, you've heard me. You might think this is a well-known, reality. It's not. I have a small channel and a small reach. This whole course has been like word of mouth, kind of a grassroots thing the last few years. If you go to CNBC, USA Today, all the major newspapers in the UK, nobody talks about this skill set. And I've told you in those walkthroughs, even if you see 200 applicants to a digital marketing job, most of them don't have any digital marketing skills, which is why you will get hired if you take my course. I actually am working with a Canadian agency right now, and it's funny because they're having a really hard time filling these roles. I reached out to some Canadian students, and they were saying, yeah, our agencies can't fill the roles. So in Australia, I'm sure it's the same thing. And you said you're getting recruiters reaching out to you in Australia and the UK, or just which country, or both?
Yeah, Australia and the UK. Yeah, all the time. More in Australia because they see my location, but on the I'm registered with some UK recruitment websites, so I'm always getting recommendations saying this job is open for applicants. So yeah, within both countries, I'm getting people offering stuff.
This is really great, guys, because you've seen a lot of my students are from America. And then I think the second most popular country people are in my course from is the UK, and then Canada and Australia. Now you got a guy who's from essentially has connections to both the UK and Australia. So whether you're in the US, UK, or Australia, there are jobs. And so moving on from how you got the job. What's it like working in this field? Like, how has it changed your life from before, where you were jumping from being a carpenter to being a barber to all these other jobs? Like, what's your life like now that you have these skills in this type of a job?
I really enjoy working with all the different businesses. Like I said before, I feel like I'm always mentally stimulated. In a lot of the jobs before, I was paid to do a simple task. Granted, they were more kind of manual jobs, so that it was more like physical work, but it wasn't as mentally stimulating for me. I feel like every day I go in, I'm learning something new. I'm building my skill set, and I'm learning about different businesses as well, which I find that fascinating. I work within a small team of SEO specialists and web developers as well. So learning from them little bits about SEO, local SEO, all the website on page offsite SEO, and learning more about WordPress through the web design developer as well is it's really good. I just like this field because I feel like it's the future. I feel like every business needs an online brand, an online presence, and I'm fascinated about this industry.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is the common thread. You've seen guys in all the interviews, people get very passionate. It's what spoke to me when I got into this field back in 2010, 2011. I just found everything very interesting. It's just like you, paid search, SEO, social, website design. I've done all of it myself. And, it just sparks a genuine curiosity. And as you said, there's always a problem to solve, always a new development, always a new algorithm, always a new feature, always a new challenge. It keeps people... It's just, it's much more exciting, you said, than most other jobs where things can get very routine. What was I going to ask you after that? Hold on, I blanked. Oh,
I, I was going to say, I actually read your book as well. Whenever I was interning, I use Audible a lot because, yeah, it's just easy to listen to an audiobook whenever you're doing something, traveling or in the car or whatever. And I listened to your book. What's your book called again? I can't remember the name of it.
College for Success.
College for Success. I've listened to that book like 2 or 3 times, and I love the point that you made about because obviously I tried to be a musician for years. That was always my passion. And then I love the part of the book where it's more about like pick something which is in demand, pick a skill, whether it's, and you talk about blue collar work being massively in demand, like learn a skilled trade. You talk about the technology field, like these industries are growing and there's a huge skills shortage, and that really changed my mind about how I look at work, rather than just following your passion, for example, like follow what you're interested in, but also what there's a demand for as well. And that's that really helped help kind of make my mind up as well in order to do this, because I just saw there was such a demand for it. Yeah.
That's another, I mean, people say this again and again. It's what happened with me too. I spent 10 years like you, going from job to job, data entry, waiting tables. I worked as a laser range safety officer, which I don't think I've talked too much about, some weird jobs, here and there. Worked as a pool boy at a hotel. And, you just feel so kind of useless and kind of like bored. And when you get into this field, you feel a sense of purpose, and it feels really good to have people want to hire you. I mean, that's a really good feeling when recruiters are reaching out to you and you have this skill. It's very powerful. And what the recruiter's saying, this word, the skills gap, guys, that's what we're speaking to. And it's why I'm still so passionate about speaking out against college, because literally it's like, it is the worst choice you can make to get an English degree or a history degree or a business degree. It's like you're not getting anything that people want or need in the business world. You're getting a useless credential. Whereas these agencies are desperate for people, and you even hear it here in all these countries. So yeah, you've heard me go on about that. I won't repeat myself. You can watch some of my other videos. But my question was going to be, so you're working in an office now. It sounds like you're actually doing a commute and you're not remote.
I'm not remote, but because I've only been there 2 months, I think they want me to be there. And it's only a 20-minute drive from my house, so I don't actually mind working in the office. It's good to feel like I'm part of the team. And that was another reason why I wanted to learn digital marketing as well, because I came to Australia. My goal was to really be remote, be like a nomad, and be able to travel, live in Thailand like you're doing. And so that is my end goal. I'll be looking for a remote role. So maybe this role can go remote, or maybe I'll just be able to potentially find, I guess my end goal is to find clients and build my own clients and cut out the middleman, cut out the agency, taking a cut, and then just focus on that and live anywhere.
That's absolutely, that is what we call realistic inspiration. So I like to call it. It's like you got a dream. It sounds very inspiring, but it's based in reality. And yeah, you already have the skill set. You already have the experience working with the clients. Then it's just that's what so many of my students do, is they move on to then get their own clients, and they have that flexibility. Or you could easily, you could make this job remote or get a remote job. They're more and more common.
Loads of people who are just recruiters always hit me up. Recruiters or agencies looking for more staff.
Absolutely. Oh, and here's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. What were you going to say?
Yeah, and it's AdWords. A lot of it's AdWords. Paid search and display is what people need. It's powerful, and there's plenty of there's more. I think there's more and more agencies now than there ever has been. I see new agencies starting up all the time. So, and they're all looking for AdWords specialists or SEO specialists. So yeah, it's pretty easy to find work out there.
Absolutely. Remember to look at the camera, and but you did great. I mean, the majority of the interview is fantastic. What was I gonna say? Oh, the last thing I just was gonna ask you, I keep forgetting because it's noon time. It's lunchtime. Oh, I was just curious. So you said you obviously have a passion for music and art. I mean, has this
Yeah.
field given you like the freedom or the ability or any inspiration to market your creativity, or has it supported you in that way at all? Or have you kind of just put that away?
I still do music as a hobby. I still record. I write songs. I make music still. And I mean, I've ran ads to my videos in the past, YouTube ads. So yeah, YouTube pre-rolls. Um, I've done a page for like campaign on Facebook. So it's been good, and I've I've used the WordPress that I learned, the WordPress skills that I learned from your course to build my own website, whether that's my agency website or my music website as well. So absolutely, all this. I feel like that's another thing I love about it. All the skills you learn, you can apply to your own interests, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, I mean, marketing, and if you want to do anything like that's visible, I mean,
yeah,
if you want to grow a garden or do something by yourself, I mean, that's different. But I mean, if you want to put anything out there, anything creative, music, art, writing, whatever, you have to learn. You're going to have to learn marketing at some point on your
yeah,
own. But
yeah,
it's part of your actual career. You're getting paid for, which is really great. Um,
yeah.
yeah, man, this is exciting. And I know you'd mentioned that your work visa is good for another 12 months, and then you're going to kind of reevaluate things. And so, definitely keep us posted. I'm very excited. I think you'll either move up in this agency or you'll have your own clients, or you move on to another position. I don't think
Yeah.
you should have any trouble staying in Australia. Do you plan to stay in Australia, or do you plan to go back to the UK?
I think I'm going to go back for Christmas, and then I'm going to make my mind up then, because it's been 3 years since I've been back home. You kind of get used to one place, and then you forget what it's like back home. So I'm going to go back for Christmas, and then make my mind up if I'm going to stay longer or not.
Okay, Sam. Well, thanks so much for sharing your story with everybody. I think it's very inspiring. It's very exciting. I'm happy for you. You're just at the beginning of your career. You've got a lot of options in terms of both your career and travel, which is really cool. Is there anything you want to say to me or anybody watching the video?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, thanks to your course and your original, the mini course, which I did. I stumbled across this career path, which turned out to be a great choice. I'm glad I stuck with it. If you're thinking about doing digital marketing, like it says and Seth mentioned, just get the experience, just build on your skills. Don't give up. If you can't find anything straight away, don't get disheartened, because as long as you're building your skill set, you'll become more and more in demand. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And can people reach out to you on LinkedIn if they have any questions?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. My LinkedIn is just Sam Horton, Horton.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put the link under the video.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
Great, Sam. Well, it was great chatting with you. I'm glad we got a chance to connect, and let's definitely stay in touch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good talking to you, Seth. Thanks.